FatDag is a Weight Watchers leader in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, the views and opinions expressed during this podcast are his own. They do not represent the views of Weight Watchers. And now, here's your host and wingman, FatDag.
I am your host, FatDag, and you're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations, and I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello, welcome to episode 142 of WhysAdvice, and thank you all again for tuning in, continuing to be a part of the WhysAdvice tribe and the Wise Wingman group, and man, we really are just better together. And it's amazing when we come together and work together and work towards a common goal, we realize that we're not in this all alone. And when we find that support, we start having some success, right? When we start believing that we can do this, when we start seeing that other people can do this, then we say, well, if they can do it, why can't I do it? And that's how I want to open up this show. I want to let you hear from Alicia out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She says, "Hi, Mike. My name is Alicia, and I've been following you on Connect and listening to the podcast for several months now. I've been waiting to reach a milestone in order to write in since I'd already reached my 10%, etc., prior to listening to the show. Well, after starting my journey at roughly 260 pounds, 22 pounds down from my heaviest weight of 282, I have finally reached Wonderland. I technically reached it on Friday, but this morning was my online-only weigh-in day, so that made it official. And I cannot believe how amazing it feels to know that I can do this. I have struggled with my weight for almost my entire life. I was always the chubby girl and the pretty girl's fat friend. But now, I'm finally in control, and I am never going back. Thank you for everything you do for the Weight Watcher community. You are an amazing friend to all of us. Thank you." Alicia out of Milwaukee. Congratulations. When you hit Wonderland, Alicia, we changed your name to Alice. Alice in Wonderland. You finally got rid of that number on the scale that starts with a 2, and you're just having amazing success. Congratulations on your 10% and starting your journey from that point with us at Weight Watchers and with the show, and you've continued to keep going down. So now you're down roughly 82 pounds. Doesn't that feel incredible? Isn't it incredible to know that you did that? I don't need you to wait till you hit a milestone to write into the show. I want you to celebrate every step of the way and write in consistently often so that we can share this together. And I'm so proud of you for doing that. The fact that you were able to get to Wonderland proves to you, just like you said, it feels amazing, and to know that you can do this. That confidence that you can do this no matter what, that confidence is what carries you to goal. That confidence keeps you at lifetime. The confidence knowing that I did this, that you can do this, that's how you wake up on a day that maybe didn't go so well and you say, you know what, I know I can do this. I've done it before. I've continued to do it. I can have success in the program. When you have that level of confidence, nothing gets in your way. So congratulations. And let's talk about the part where you say you've struggled with your weight for almost your entire life. As I was reading that, it reminded me of a story that I heard of a young boy talking to an older gentleman. He said, "Have you lived here your entire life?" And the farmer says, "Well, no, not yet." So whether you struggle with weight your entire life, you're not giving up on your life. You have a whole lifetime ahead of you. And at some point, when you get control of this, you can have the better part of your life be at a healthy, happy weight. And you don't ever have to say that I struggled for my entire life. You solved it. You fixed it. Alicia out of Milwaukee, congratulations. Great, great job. Folks, this one's pretty fun. This is an honor for me to read this next email. It comes out of the Chicago area. Aracely is how I believe I pronounced her name correctly. Man, she's an amazing gal. I had a chance to meet her up in Wheaton, and I asked her to pronounce her name 18,000 times for me so I could make sure I got it right. But here's her email. She says, "Hi, FatDag. This is Aracely. There have been so many times that I wanted to send you an email and share some of my victories with you, but for some reason, I never did. Well, today I want to let you know that I finally hit goal again, and I got my lifetime status back. I have to say, it feels awesome. I am still in disbelief. I reached lifetime 7 years ago. I had 2 pregnancies and I gained all the weight back and some more. This is my 4th time doing Weight Watchers, and I finally took the decision to do whatever it takes to make it happen. I worked so hard. I hit a plateau a couple of times, but I never gave up. I was always trying to focus more on my non-scale victories. My clothing was getting smaller. My shoe size was getting big. I have more energy. I sleep better. My skin looks better, and I actually feel younger. I took the phrase beyond the scale like it was mine, and I think that's what helped me because I wasn't just looking at the scale. Also, going to my meetings every Saturday, the support that I have in my house and the Connect community is a great part of my success. My weight loss journey doesn't end here. I have many goals that I want to achieve. Thank you, FatDag, for all the support and advice that you have given us. And thank you for letting me share this amazing news with you. Well, Aracely, congratulations to you. Welcome back to goal. When you hit lifetime, you're always lifetime, so you never lose your lifetime status, but there's a difference between being lifetime at goal and lifetime not at goal. Way to stay focused. Way to really dig in with your non-scale victories and use that ability and that power to get you back to the point where you're at goal. What you wrote in the middle there was extremely powerful. Your 4th time doing Weight Watchers, and it finally took the decision to do whatever it takes. That's the piece a lot of us forget. We forget that if we want to completely change our life, we have to completely change our life. We have to do whatever it takes if you want to do something you've never done before, or if you want to get back to a place that you know is where you need to be. You've got to do whatever it takes. A lot of times we forget that we want to continue living the lifestyle that we live, eating however we eat, not having to worry about any sort of exercise, and we want to be healthy as well. The 3 don't go hand in hand. In order for you to be back at goal as a lifetime member, you have to make that the priority. And when you did that and you went to meetings every Saturday, having amazing support in your house because you probably at some point looked at the folks in your house and said, I need some help. I need you to support me. And they jumped on board. So you have your meeting, you have the support in your house. The Connect community absolutely is amazing. All of that together is because you did whatever it took to get yourself back to goal. You are absolutely right. The weight loss journey does not end here. You have many goals that you want to achieve. And when you've proven that you can do this, then what you've proven is there is no goal that you can't do. So thank you for writing in. And I wish you would have written in a couple times earlier because we don't need to get to this point in our journey to be proud of ourselves. You know, for some reason, a lot of folks don't want to write in because it's that same reason of fear and doubt that paralyzes us along this journey. And when you take the courage to write this down and send it in, then what that's telling yourself is that you're in control, not the fear, not the shame, not the embarrassment. So when you finally have a reason to write in, you don't necessarily need a reason to write in, except for you need to be proud of what you're doing and go get it done. Just like Aracely just did. Man, I'm so proud of you. When I first met you, I knew from the second we first started talking and I looked into your eyes and I saw that fire. I saw the spirit that lived within you. And I actually knew, I said, yeah, this girl's going to get to goal. And here we are back at goal. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. Out of Ohio, Susan writes in, says, Dear Skinny Dag, I am writing to share several things that I'm celebrating, and while without the scale, they would not be possible. They are so much more than the number on the scale, but they are what the number represents. I am celebrating 6 months with Weight Watchers. This time, I have been about serious 3 other attempts, so that fact that I'm still here is cause for celebration. I am celebrating not being obese anymore. I have crossed over into the overweight category on the BMI scale, and that's a good thing. I am celebrating losing 20% of my body weight. I am celebrating losing 40 pounds. Yes, I still have 20-something or more to go, but I'm going to celebrate every single one of them. I am celebrating being more than 2/3 of the way into my Weight Watcher goal. Most of all, I am celebrating that because of all of the above, that finally, yes, finally, I believe that I can make it to goal. I know you believe in me, but it's really been hard for me to believe in myself. I think crossing over into the overweight category made me realize more than the number on the scale that I could really do this. I now know what you mean by my mind is at goal. I just need to wait for my body to catch up. That is where I am right now. My story is pretty typical. A chubby girl growing up, poor self-esteem, not feeling worthy of self-love. I still struggle with that. Trying every diet in the book, losing and gaining, trying Weight Watchers, reaching Lifetime, and gaining all the weight back and more again and again. This time, and thanks to you, I am mentally prepared for maintaining my weight loss. In the past, I felt that Weight Watchers wasn't terribly helpful with maintenance. It was kind of like, hey, you graduated, good luck. Connect has been a big part of my success. I get on Connect several times a day, maybe for only a minute, but enough to keep my head in the game. And I have to say, so far, losing the weight has not been all that difficult. It takes discipline to do the tracking, but the tracking makes the decisions easy. If I have a lot of points left, I can have something higher in points. If I am running low on points, it's fruits and veggies. I am grateful for the option to have free foods. I don't ever feel like I am dieting. I'll be honest, I really haven't figured out the optimal points per day for me. I usually try to use some weeklies, but I really enjoy eating healthy, so it's not so unusual for me to have 6 or 7 points left over at the end of the day, where I force myself into the blue dot range with a higher point food. I have greatly minimized, by choice, my intake of sugar. About the only thing I routinely consume is the sweetened creamer for my coffee. But I love my coffee, and I'm not willing to forgo this. After all, it's my new lifestyle. I feel that if more people understood the sugar addiction and how once you stop putting all that crap, and for me, that include processed salty snacks too, chips and dip, Fritos, tortilla chips, etc., they're pretty much all taboo for me now. I know Weight Watchers says I can have them, and others would argue, but for me, on my journey, the only way I can have those snacks is in individual serving bags and on rare occasions. I have never gone over into the negative numbers, never had a bad day, and that did not happen by accident. Getting to goal and putting healthy food into my body is just more important to me. I cannot fathom what it means to step on the scale one day and not want to lose any more weight. But I look forward to that day, and again, I will celebrate with you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being my wingman. I didn't really know what that meant at first. I had to look it up. Thank you also for your service to our great country. Please do not take that gratitude lightly. You are a hero, and thank you for all you do to reach out a hand to help each and every one of us to believe in ourselves. Clearly, there was a reason you were not kicked out of the military. God has a plan to use you in incredible ways. Wishing you all the best. Your wingwoman, she says, Sue from Ohio. Sue, you're right. You're at goal. You are absolutely at goal, and it's just a matter of time before your scale figures it out and your body rewards you for that as well. So keep up the great work. 20% gone. Wow. How does that feel? Take just a second to understand that how you feel now compared to how you felt when you started. 6 months on Weight Watchers, when before all the other attempts, you weren't able to sustain it. If you can do this for 6 months, you certainly could do it for 7 and 8. You can do it for another 6, which means you can then do it for another year. You've proven that. Great job, Sue. The best part of your email to me was where you said, I am celebrating that because of all the above, that you finally believe that you can make goal. That's the key. You're absolutely right. I believed you could do it from the start. I believe any single person who wants this, who just wants to take the time to do whatever it takes, whoever wants to sit there and track and make a decision, do I want goal or do I want tortillas or whatever it is? You don't have to get it right all the time, but you have to ask that question. When you get there, that's when you start believing that you think that you can do it. And when you get to that point, then you're going to reach goal. So I believe in you, whether you believe in yourself or not, because I know it's possible to do it. And that's why I'm here. That's why the Wise Wingman community is here. That's why we get together on Connect. That's why we do a podcast. It's because until the point where you believe in yourself, rely on your team and your wingmen to let you know that just keep doing what you're doing, the belief will show up. Once you start having some success, it doesn't take long for that confidence to kind of grow into that belief. So we're so honored to have you here. I love the middle part of your email as well, where you said you have greatly minimized by choice your intake of sugar. All the sugar addiction and the processed foods and the stuff that we just reach and grab to quickly and easily, those processed salty snacks, the chips, the Fritos, all that stuff we wrote in. Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you want it, have it, track it, move on. But you have to understand that by you doing that, you continue to keep that sugar addiction alive and on life support. When you can push it out and control it, you can have it in individual serving bags. You can have it in small portions. You can have it on rare occasions. But that rare occasion can't be Tuesdays or Wednesdays. It has to be because you truly are ready for it, you want it, and you are making the conscious decision to have it versus it having you. When you step on the scale one day and you say you don't want to lose any more weight, you will celebrate like you've never celebrated before. You don't have to fathom it. Continue believing in yourself, and that day will just show up, and it will be the best day of your entire journey. And then you start the next day just ready to go, and just keep on going. Now let's explain the wingman term for a little bit, right? And so I guess, being in the Air Force now for 25 years, it's just a term that I've kind of just assumed everyone knew. But what a wingman is, the Army calls it a battle buddy. The Air Force calls it a wingman. When a pilot goes out and takes a flight, they go in pairs, so that you can't always see what's going around. You're sitting at the front of an airplane. You have no vision behind you. You need someone flying next to you who can help you see the blind spots in your journey. We don't need things sneaking up on us. We don't need things that all of a sudden we weren't prepared for to just show up. And when we have a team, a wingman who flies next to you, who walks with you. No matter where you go, they go with you. Because it's that important that we do this together. So like I said, the Air Force calls it a battle buddy. In life, we call it a partner. We call it a spouse. We call it a true friend, right? That is what being a wingman is all about. We work together to get this done. We said on a previous podcast episode, if you're thinking you can do this all by yourself, you're not thinking big enough. This is incredibly hard work in a sense where you have to have focus and discipline. You've got to see everything out around you. And you can almost always only focus on what's in front of you, but you need someone else to let you know what's in your blind spot and help you navigate them as well. I am completely honored to be your wingman. I mean that with with the most sincerity I can convey. Because as I started walking this journey, I felt like I was alone. When I first put that post out there, I was completely alone. And you guys, all of you jumped on board and said, Mike, you got this. You can do this, Mike. And so then I said, well, if you guys are going to walk this journey with me, you are absolutely my wingman. So thank you for that. Thank you for being a wingman. All of you in the Wise Wingman Facebook community, man, it's incredible to see you guys supporting each other and getting out there and doing everything it takes. As Aracely said, whatever it takes, I'm going to get this done. That means finding someone who has that same level of drive, that same tenacity to say, I will help you do whatever it takes. Now, yeah, I agree with you, Sue, that clearly I wasn't kicked out of the military for a reason, and I believe this is it. I believe sharing the story is extremely important. Yeah, I believe God has a plan, and I can't wait to share with you the next chapter of this plan. I travel to D.C. in the next couple weeks, and I get to share this story in front of some amazing leaders, policymakers, where we can make a difference. And what I'm going to let them know first and foremost is that, yeah, I'm here carrying the message. I'm here telling you what I did. I'm here telling you that I lost 91 pounds, that I changed my life, I saved my Air Force career. But what you need to know is I didn't do this alone. And that's so often where we all come to a point where we kind of give up, is that we believe we have to do this on our own. And that is not how we get it done. Out of St. Paul, Minnesota, Mark writes in, says, this is Mark from St. Paul, Minnesota, and I wrote in back in August on show number 103 to let you know that I hit my 10% goal. I'm writing in again to say I'm now at 15% and I've lost 45 pounds. This hasn't been easy, as there were a couple of twists and turns along the way, but I did not quit and I did not give up. That's been my celebration, but my mind has been on the upcoming holidays and how to handle all those social obligations with my friends and my family. When I'm in my normal routine and I'm responsible for myself, staying on the plan is easy. It's when I'm in social situations that it gets harder. How did you and how do you now deal with holidays? Our culture places a large emphasis on feasting on rich foods, and as you know, it's always a holiday somewhere. Thanks for your advice and your dedication to our Weight Watcher and Connect community. Mark. How do you get there, Mark? How do you navigate the holidays? You bring along a wingman. You bring along someone to your holidays, your celebrations, that goes with you, that understands the battle that you're fighting, understands the journey that you're on, and they can help you understand some of the blind spots that maybe you're not navigating. You take a wingman with you, and you can't just go into the hostile environment completely on your own. Before you step into that setting, you look to the folks that you're going with and say, listen, I'm on a mission here. I'm down 45 pounds. This holiday it's a cause for celebration, but it makes me weak. And so I need a little bit of help for this holiday season. And I want to make sure I can get there. Now, Mark, one of the questions I'll ask you is specifically referring to Thanksgiving. We know Thanksgiving's on a Thursday. It's always been on a Thursday. So when you head up Thursday morning, when you wake up, ask yourself, how do I want to feel on Friday morning? What does Friday morning look like? When I wake up Friday morning, do I want to have regret? Do I want to have shame? Do I want to have embarrassment? Or do I want to wake up powerful with pride, knowing that I did everything that I did? So you navigated the twists and the turns. You did not quit. You did not give up. And that is how you win. Let's talk about some winning now. Let's go ahead and tell me wow and how you're winning. Out of Canada, Lisa says down 28.8 pounds. Ontario, Robin writes in 60 pounds and lifetime. Carrie out of Puyallup, 30 pounds down. Stacy out of West Hill, 28 pounds. Jeannie, 32 pounds. Out of Halifax, David, 98.6 pounds. Jan, 20 pounds out of Illinois. Charlene out of Santa Clara, 38 pounds. Wow, what an amazing group of people. Ellen from Atlanta, 58.6 pounds. Darlene, 65 pounds. Pam out of Grass Lake, 30 pounds. Donna out of New York, 35 pounds. Robin from Newport Richey, Florida, 12 pounds down. Nancy, Rochester, New York, 42 pounds down. Alicia, Milwaukee, 83.4. Teresa out of Massachusetts, 110 pounds. Columbus, Beth, 113. Jennifer, Marietta, Georgia, 35. If you don't understand what success looks like, that's what it looks like. Wisconsin, 33 pounds, Amy says. Jen says, out of Texas, 56 pounds. It just goes on and on and on. If you need a wingman, we're here to be your wingman. You just got to find a group of people who's having success. That success makes me want to keep going. Monique, 110 pounds. Ruth, 100 pounds out of South Carolina. Man, I'm telling you, we have an amazing group of people. Diane out of West Bend, 65 pounds. Kathy, 128 pounds. Out of Cincinnati, Rochelle, 132 pounds. You get the picture? This can be done. There is nothing stopping you on this journey if you want it. If you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it done, you absolutely can get it done. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com. Click on Listen Now to send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in your celebration because I want you to be so proud of what you're doing. It absolutely is doable. You can do whatever you want. Judy just said she lost 40 pounds out of Uptown, Pennsylvania. Don't tell Judy you can't do this. Judy believes she can do whatever she wants to do. Do you believe you can do what you want to do? If you believe, you can achieve. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus.